Hello and welcome back to Self-Love is the Best Drug. I am Jaquana, and here we talk about all things self-love and personal development. Today I want to talk to you guys about 3 ways that journaling can begin to shift your mindset. So I do want to say, when I first started journaling, it was a struggle for me. I had experiences in the past that pushed me away from journaling. First thing was, my mom brought me a diary when I was real young, and I began journaling from there. But I want to say in my late teens or so, I stopped. It was a hard stop because I was in a toxic relationship and my privacy was violated, and my boyfriend at the time actually went through my journal, and I felt violated, and it took me away from journaling. So that kind of shut that door for me, and it didn't reopen again until years later when I started therapy. And my therapist kept telling me to journal, but I knew I had to disconnect with it because of my past experience with it. But then when I got back into it, I'm like, oh, I missed this. Although I would reflect to myself or have conversations with myself, I feel like journaling is definitely a game changer, because when you reflect back on your journals, on things that you've wrote in the past, and you kind of reflect on where you was mentally last year versus now, you can see the shift within yourself, you can see the growth within yourself, and it's like, oh, this is why I do it. It's all a part of inner work. It's literally another form of therapy. So 3 ways that you can journal to shift your mindset is, number 1 is going to be gratitude. Now, if you are in a negative headspace, or if you're only seeing like your life from a negative perspective, you can start a gratitude journal in the morning, first thing when you wake up, in order to start to shift your perspective. Because when you change what you look at change. Having a positive outlook on life and a negative outlook on life, the only difference between the two is your mindset. And a lot of times we don't realize that we surround ourselves in negative environment, or around negative people, or watch negative shows on TV, to where that's the only way our mind is programmed to think. So when you begin a gratitude practice, you are forcing yourself to think of positive things. And neuroscience say neurons that wire together fire together. So once you begin to spark up that positivity loop, and you do this on a daily basis, you're going to start forcing your mind to start thinking positively, to start seeing the good in life. So I would say, start off by listing 3 things that you are grateful for every single day, and make sure there are 3 different things that you are grateful for. Don't repeat anything. If you feel like you've repeated something and you got to sit there and actually think about it, then sit there and think about it, because allow your mind to work. You have to work those neurons in your mind in order for them to continue to work for you. But you do have to spark them off. You do have to get them going. So forcing yourself to start a gratitude practice in the morning is going to force your mind to find the positive things within your life. Your reality is created from your mindset. Your perspective is created from your mindset. This realm, this world we living in, it is like the Matrix. Whether you want to believe it or not, it very much is. But the only thing that controls what's going on in your life is your mind. So if you are not in a positive headspace, triggering yourself to think something positive every single day in the morning will open your mind up to the blessings that life has to offer. The next thing I want to talk about is evening reflections. Now, if you're able to reflect on your day and review how your day went. And in the evening, you can see the patterns that you have. You can see what actions steps are you currently taking and what you're actually doing in your life. I feel like a lot of people, a lot of us, at the end of our day, we be so tired and so beat from what we went through throughout the day that we don't even reflect on what it is. We're just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm grateful. I'm happy today that it's over. Like, people be excited because the day is over, but not because of what they did. So I'm happy today is over. So let me go to sleep. And when you look at it from a learning experience, you can learn more from reflecting on your day, opposed to just like, this shit is over, let me just keep it pushing. And it's like, I think that head down, keep it pushing in that negative way, or in the avoidant way, is what hold a lot of people back. But if you can sit with yourself, pull out your journal and put reflections of today. What went right? What went wrong? And what can I do better tomorrow? You will start to program yourself to begin your self-mastery journey, opposed to allowing a system to run you. You will begin to build systems that's going to help you in life, that's going to help you better control the outcome of your life. Now, both these practices, gratitude in the morning and reflection in the evening, is self-awareness practices. A lot of us is not self-aware. A lot of us is not aware of our thought patterns. A lot of us is not aware of our actions. A lot of us is focused on survival. And if you're surviving, you're not living. You can't do both at the same time. You're either living life or you're surviving. Which Drake says, a lot of people die, but not everybody live. A lot of people are not living life. A lot of people are stuck in survival mode, and they just want to get to the next step so they know, I'm done with that, you know? But when you become more self-aware, you can begin to build a life that you actually want to live, opposed to just surviving in this world. So if you begin to journal both gratitude in the morning and reflection at night, you can begin to see the patterns that you have, like your subconscious patterns on, one, how you think. You could begin to write down, like okay, so we have, let's say 2,000, our number is off, but we have basically the same thoughts on a daily basis. From day to day, when we're going into a new day, majority of our thoughts are the same thoughts that we had the previous day. If you begin to write those thoughts down and reflect on those thoughts, you can begin to see those patterns within yourself. And you can say, well, whether I like this pattern or not, and then start making changes to that. That self-awareness practice alone will help you to start navigating in this world in a way that serves you, opposed to letting the world run you raggedy. That's how you start to take your power back. That's how you start to take control back over your life. Even if you don't even know where to start. If you don't know where to start, I guarantee you, if you start a gratitude journal in the morning, reflection at night, that practice of awareness in itself will begin to shift your mindset, and you can begin to take control back over your life. A lot of people feel like they have no control over life, and life is just happening to them, and that's not true. Life is happening for us. If we are continuing to go through negative experiences that we are not comfortable with, those experiences are there to teach you something, and you're just not learning the lesson. So maybe reflecting at night will begin to show you those patterns. Even, I would say, like the way we think about things. When you start writing things down, you can see the word patterns that you're using. So you may write down one day, I had to get up and go to work because whatever, right? That statement in itself is looking at it from a negative perspective. So when you practice those gratitude journal prompts in the morning, you will get to you can begin to shift that and say, I get to go to work because I get to take care of my family and live in this beautiful home and pay these bills. Those small shifts, those small changes only comes with awareness. And when you begin to become more aware of your thought pattern and being more aware of yourself and the actions that you are actually taking on a daily basis, you can begin to control that and construct a life that you actually want to live, opposed to just surviving in this world. I am going to leave that there. So just to wrap up what I just said, 3 journaling habits that can begin to shift your mindset and change your world from inside out. First one is going to be gratitude journaling in the morning. The second one is going to be reflection in the evening, and both of those together is awareness practices. Once you become more aware of yourself, you can better off take control of your life and begin to build the life that you want. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.